Everybody knows who Sonic is. He's a very well-known character with a very unique design. Most of his early games were 2D side-scrolling platformer type games, while his newer games tend to be 3D platformers. There's one Sonic game that fits into neither of these categories and was actually an entirely different genre of game. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm talking about the Sonic RPG. Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood was first released on September 25th, 2008, and as of the recording of this video, it's the only Sonic RPG that has ever been made. In my mind, that kind of makes sense, because it's not a particularly good game. When I was about 7, my sister and I were given a DS Lite to share. We were taken to the store, and we each got to choose one game for ourselves. I chose Sonic Chronicles. As a kid, I never beat the game. I didn't even ever come close. When I had the idea to make this video, I wondered if that was just because I was stupid as a child and couldn't figure out how to progress further in the game, or if this was the product of bad game design. To answer this question, and to be able to comment on other aspects of the game, I took out my old DS Lite and started to play Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. When I first opened up the game, I was met with a comic book style cutscene that was quite hard to follow, because of the fact that the whole thing was split in half between the two screens on the DS. I was constantly having to shift my focus in order to see certain lines of dialogue. When I actually got into the game world, I did notice something positive about the game. Its world looks really good. Unfortunately, the characters that run around in and interact with this world don't look too good. The artwork for the different chapters of this game's story is really good, but unfortunately, the story itself isn't all that good either. I didn't want to delay this video trying to finish the game, but from what I have played, the story is pretty bland. There are also barely any side quests, and all of the side quest characters look the exact same. They must all be clones or something. So yeah, the story is lacking. There are plenty of characters you can play as in this game for existing Sonic fans, so I guess that's a plus, though that does just go to show that this game isn't great, since it's relying on its characters to draw in pre-existing fans of the series instead of being a good standalone game. Now, let's talk about the biggest part of this game, the combat. There were most likely some RPG fans out there that just wanted another standard RPG combat system to have some fun, relaxing, turn-based combat with. They were probably very disappointed with the combat system in this game. The whole game relies on the stylus in order to move around the world and to scroll through menus and such. The D-pad is absolutely useless in this game, which is a minor problem when walking around or whatever, but the combat relies on the stylus too. You can perform regular attacks with a tap on the screen, but those attacks are fairly weak. The special moves in this game, which are called POW moves, do a lot more damage. The problem is that in order to use these attacks, you have to input a bunch of things with the stylus. These inputs are really easy to mess up, and if you mess them up, the move can either be significantly less effective or it can fail entirely. You also have to put in inputs to defend yourself from enemy attacks, so there will be no relaxing while you're playing this game. There's one more thing I'd like to talk about with this game, which I already mentioned very briefly: the artwork. The artwork is, in my opinion, the absolute best part of the game. I stumbled upon something very interesting when I was looking through the credits. I recognized the name of one of the people that worked on the art for this game, Brian Sun. I already knew about him through Instagram, and he draws some really cool stuff. If you want to check him out, I'll put a link to his Instagram in the description. There's some other stuff I could go into with this game, but that would make this video much too long. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and as of the time of writing, I have a whole 2 subscribers, so please do consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.